Well, for many downtown drivers, it's an everyday ritual. Pay for parking at a city meter or risk getting a ticket. But the KVUE Defenders found that the city of Austin is owed millions in unpaid parking tickets from tens of thousands of delinquent cases. Now, it comes as city officials just hiked the price of parking tickets, and as Mayor Kirk Watson is warning about tough budget decisions ahead. So is the city doing enough to collect the money? Well, here's senior reporter Tony Blahetsky.
The challenge of collecting fees from unpaid parking tickets is not unique to Austin. People move, they dodge collection notices, and sometimes they struggle financially. Most cities, including Austin, have policies and procedures for disabling cars with outstanding parking tickets. But we found the city of Austin hasn't always followed those policies, rarely using one of its biggest tools to get scofflaws to pay. On a busy day in downtown Austin, drivers park for lunch.
It's just not worth like the $20 ticket to me.
Or a business meeting.
If everybody paid their parking tickets, what do we have to pay less in parking?
And feed the parking meter.
It's just simply the right thing to do. Just get here, pay for it, do what is right.
Each year, the city's 53 mobility services officers issue tens of thousands of tickets to those who didn't pay or whose meters expired. The city collects an average of $2.8 million annually from parking ticket revenue. That goes into its general fund, which pays for day-to-day operations and services. But the KVUE Defenders found Austin parking violators face little consequence, and the city of Austin relies on the honor system. Kim Wingard is the Deputy Austin Municipal Court Clerk.
You would expect members of the community to feel obligated to follow the law.
Municipal court records show the city of Austin is owed $7.4 million in unpaid parking fees from the past 5 years, with the amount of delinquent fees rising 223% since 2020. Of the 672,000 issued in that period, about a quarter remain unpaid. The number one offender on the scofflaw list owes $13,000 for 255 unpaid parking tickets. The second highest, nearly $7,000 for 154 tickets. What's your reaction to that?
Speaking from a court employee, our role is to follow the process of the law and to provide those penalties.
We wondered how a person can get so many parking tickets without their car being immobilized by a boot. City ordinance says a person is eligible for one of those boots after 3 or more unpaid parking tickets. But in reality, we found that's not happening very much.
The booting is one of those things that is like a down the list kind of priority for us. But we still do it.
Joseph Al-Haziri is the parking enterprise manager for the city's Transportation and Public Works, the department responsible for installing boots. Due to a software issue that has since been fixed, the city's municipal court issued just 36 boot notices in the past 3 years. During that time, the amount of unpaid parking tickets rose dramatically, along with the number of cars eligible for booting. Of 5,000 cars eligible, records showed the city booted just 246.
But at the end of the day, the first priority is the day-to-day operations of our mobility system, and that is safety. We would hope that we would, find the boots along the way, but that is not a key priority for us at the time. But we do have that as a job requirement.
Meanwhile, the city does report delinquent car owners to a collection agency for unpaid tickets after 6 months, but that agency does not report them to creditor bureaus.
Without objection, the consent agenda is adopted.
These revelations come as the Austin City Council in February raised the standard parking fee for unpaid parking for an expired meter from $30 to $75, and as Austin Mayor Kirk Watson is already warning about budget woes ahead for the city. Failure for drivers to pay for parking tickets is not only an Austin problem. San Antonio is owed $6 million for the past 5 years. Houston is owed a staggering $43 million in just 5 years alone. Smaller cities struggle too, but are finding new ways to collect.
So we're getting the barnacle.
San Marcos recently introduced the Barnacle for enforcing unpaid parking violations. It's an immobilization device that enforcement officers attach to a car's windshield, making it undrivable until the owner resolves outstanding parking fines. Back on the street in downtown Austin, drivers we found say even though enforcement is lax, they do plan to keep paying.
I was just like, my parents instilled in me that if you get a ticket, you should pay it. Why, you messed up, you should own up to it.
Now that Austin Municipal Court is working through its backlog and set to begin issuing more boot notices, we asked Transportation and Public Works whether they plan to put more emphasis on booting vehicles. They say the approach to booting that they have had will remain in place. For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Tony Plahetsky, KVUE News.